You never know what data is going to like inspire until you actually see it and get your hands on it. So I'm really excited to explore it.
Partnering with HPE opens up a lot of our, let's call them moonshot ideas that I don't think would have been possible with just doing it in-house at EG.
They have a lot of experience working with highly competitive teams like Red Bull and Mercedes in F1, and they seem super into and excited about esports, which is probably the most important thing.
Having the support of HPE engineers as well as the resources we have from HPE allows us to do one big thing, which is the number crunching that goes into analyzing thousands and thousands of League of Legends games was just not possible at scale.
The communication has kind of been a black box for a lot of esports teams for many years. It's one of those things that you don't really get to understand until all the players are together and you are actually in competition.
Being able to collect voice data from scrims, from matches, and then transcribe them and then associate it with each player. Who's talking? Why are they talking? When are they talking? How are they talking? And does that change when they are performing well versus when they're not performing well? I think those are the different intricacies that really we wouldn't have been able to do or even think about doing unless we had some support.
One of the coolest things about using natural language processing in order to understand what players are saying within matches is being able to understand their emotion and correlate to game state. Trying to identify emotions and where emotions begin and end is probably a more unique way of looking at NLP and audio data.
One of the things I'm most excited to explore with the HPE drafting tool is being able to dive into some of the niche parts of draft that don't get explored as much. Things such as, how does champion range affect a draft?
The draft in League of Legends dictates nearly everything, from how the game will be played to what champions and stats and skills each player will have, and really could affect the outcome of a game and the probability of a team winning right from the start.
There's hundreds of champions in League of Legends that you can pick from. And just because you know that one set of team composition, one set of champions will work really well going into this match against a specific opponent, maybe your players don't have experience actually playing on that champion. You can't just blindly recommend champions without taking into consideration the strengths and the weaknesses and the preferences of your actual team and your actual players. So what we started to do was take into account things like player preferences, but also the weaknesses of our opponents and also what's working well in practice recently, and taking all these inputs together to then suggest what champions we should be picking, banning during the champ select process. For us, it's just more data, music to my ears, and it's another way that we did use data to make our competitive process easier and gain an advantage there.
So HPE provides a lot of resources to us. Not only do they have some of the best in class engineers and data scientists working on our tools and our development, but they're also giving us best practices and a little bit of consultation of like really good open source tools that we can integrate into our current tech stack. A partner like HPE is really helps us as a smaller startup organization take things to the next level.